Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Brother Phil here. I want to come on and talk to y'all about what's going on, man. The world is going haywire as it approaches the coming of the Lord. We see that Israel is being attacked by uh, at least 2 to 3 sides. I said this on a video that I did right after the Feast of Trumpets. And I had said that it just didn't look like it was the time yet. And it still doesn't look exactly like the time yet. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that, but I just thought there had to be more things happening. And I know you guys heard this before where people say, well, there's not enough stuff happening, so, I'm going to go and do my thing. But I believe that what's going to happen in the near future, and when I say near future, it could be 3 years, it could be, a couple of months. But what's going to happen in the near future is this war is going to continue. And you're going to see a lot of things happen within a certain amount of time. One of the things you're going to see is Israel go in and slaughter Hamas and take them out, liberate them. But a lot of people are going to die in the process. A lot of people are going to die as Israel fights with its neighbors. And that's just war. That's just war. It's not like Israel's doing it. It cracks me up to see the hypocrisy, to see the double standards of the world body as they say to Israel, as I come and punch your daughter, you're not going to do anything. As I come and invade your house, you're not going to do anything. Of course you're going to do something. Israel, to me, was always a weird situation because I see America, the minute you attack America, they're going to retaliate. But Israel's been so patient for so long, for so many years. And then the minute Israel does something to protect themselves, guess what? Oh, how dare you do that? You're doing this to the Palestinians. Well, Israel knows that if it does not do something, then Iran's going to get the bomb, or Hamas is going to get the bomb, or Hezbollah is going to get the bomb, Fatah is going to get the bomb, and it's going to set it off, and Israel's what? The size of Rhode Island? So what I'm seeing, and what I said in a video that only got like a couple of hundred views, is that I believe that there's a possibility, I'm not saying it's 100%, but this UN meeting in the fall of 2024, listen to the language. Listen to the language of this meeting, okay? A lot of people were pointing at this September 2023, confirming of the covenant and all this other stuff. I didn't think so. But go on the UN's page and listen to the rhetoric, listen to the terminology of this pact, P-A-C-T. They're going to sign a worldwide pact. And what that means, it sounds familiar to confirming of a covenant more than it did this year. And what I believe is going to happen is there's going to be continuous war, and the neighbors are going to get involved, and Israel's going to take out practically everybody. Israel's going to take out Jordan. It's going to take out anybody, and they already had this plan. They're going to take out, and they're going to enlarge their territory. They're going to push back and take land that you never thought they can take. Of course, they're going to take Gaza. That's no problem. They're going to take Syria. They're going to take Jordan. And knowing Israel, they're not going to just go in there and kill the people. They're going to go in there and allow the people from Jordan, allow the people from Syria to still live there. What's going to happen after that is, I believe, somehow in the midst of taking that land, Damascus is going to be blown up. And it's not going to be inhabited, Isaiah 17. Also, Jeremiah 49, if y'all familiar with Bill Salas. He came on my show a couple of years ago, but he wasn't really talking. He was talking about Psalms 83, but he wasn't really talking about Elam. Elam is a nuclear facility. It's a city, but it's a nuclear facility in Iran. And Israel is probably going to target that facility and blow it up. And it talks about a lot of people in Iran will be relocating in the process when that happens. And I think that's the case. That's really going to happen. So if it's next year, between now and August, these wars are going to keep going. Remember, in Matthew's 24, there should be wars and rumors of wars. And then something takes place after the wars and rumors of wars. It says, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And then it says, these are the beginning of birth pains, which is the beginning of the tribulation period, I believe. I believe that the Syria, this is what a lot of people disagree with what I'm saying, and some of us believe that the Antichrist is coming out of the east rather than the west. I believe that the Antichrist will be when Damascus is destroyed, the leadership of Damascus will be destroyed too. So they have to find a leader to put in charge of Syria. I believe the Antichrist will be put in charge of Syria. Now, I was listening to a individual who was on the show, A Minute to Midnight, and he was talking about their plans of wanting to build I got to come in the house, wanting to build a union in the Middle East, a union that will encompass the Middle East territory. Like they kind of got the the EU, they got the African Union, and they want to build a Middle Eastern Union. And I think this is what's going to happen right after this major war and right after Israel's victorious. They're going to build a union. And when you look closely at Daniel chapter 9, and Daniel chapter 7, and Daniel chapter 2, it says that the 10 kings arise and he shall subdue 3 of the first 10. Simultaneously as he rises, he takes over 3. Not obliterate them, not destroy them. He takes over 3 of the first 10. There still remain 10. In the days of these 10 kings shall the King of glory come. Okay, a lot of people say, well, when he eliminates 3, then it's only 7 left. No, the Bible never said that. It never said anything about 7. It said 10 in the days of these 10 kings. So the Antichrist comes simultaneously, not simultaneously as the 10 kings, but simultaneously as the 3 are either eliminated, which a lot of people believe it, but I don't believe it, or subdued. The word subdue, when you think about Noah subduing the earth, or Adam and Eve subduing the earth, subdue means to take charge, to cultivate, to run, to lead. So the Antichrist comes and he takes over 3 of the first 10. Now, before you guys start thinking, and it's just what we do. We kind of look at things that are happening and we kind of get excited about it. But, and that's cool. But I believe that the 10 kings is coming out of the Mediterranean. It will involve Europe, Northern Africa, and the Middle East. Now, it says, well, Phil, this can't be that easy. You can't, that's just not that easy. The 3 kings is the Middle East. That's what you're trying to tell me? Yes. The three kings that will be subdued will be a 10, the 10 kings will be 10 confederations of regions, not countries, regions. That's why it's diverse from all the other beasts. It takes over a larger territory. It's the actual Roman Empire, the same territory that was in Jesus' time, the same territory that was in John the Revelator's time, the same territory for hundreds of years. So this Mediterranean Union that was formed in 2008 by Nicolas Sarkozy and the other French president, I forgot his name, is now going to come out of the woodworks in the next 12 months or 2 years or whatever, 3 months, 4 or 5, whatever months it's going to be. And it's going to be recreated. I'm going to do a video on this. It's going to be, it's going to have a facelift. The Arab Union, the League of Arabs, or whatever you want to call it, is the reason why the clay, the clay and the iron does not mix. If y'all familiar with what I'm saying in Daniel chapter 2, the iron and the clay does not mix. Well, they're either going to take, after the war, after Israel takes a lot of land, they either going to take the Arab League and turn it into the Middle Eastern section, or they're going to create a brand new one, or they're going to merge it together with the Mediterranean Union. But it's coming. It is coming, and it is fast coming quickly here. Now, let me explain to you guys. Nobody knows this stuff for sure. I'm not coming here saying I know this and I know that. I don't know. I'm just observing what I see according to what the Bible's saying. Like a lot of people thought Brexit was the 7, or what's the 10 kings. Brexit is not. It grown into more of the nations. Now, if they broke Brexit up into 10 regions, then that might work, but that's not the territory. China was not part of the Roman Empire, and neither was Russia. So you can X that out. You can X Brexit out as being the 10 kings. The 10 kings will show up. Be patient. They will come on television. They will be on internet. They will be in social media saying that the Mediterranean Union, which I think is going to get a name change, will become the 10 kings of Revelations chapter 13 and Daniel chapter 7. Okay, so who is the Antichrist? I'm looking for Jesus Christ. I'm not looking for the Antichrist. Get your house in order. I'm talking to myself as well. Get your house in order because Jesus is coming back. I believe that the Feast of Trumpets, I believe that the feast days play a big deal in the return of Christ to the earth, or the return of Christ to also grab his church out and take his people out. So I believe that the next leader of Syria, not the next leader, because we never know, Assad can get hit by a truck. But I believe after Israel destroys Damascus, the leadership will also be destroyed. I heard somebody make that reference that, they're going back and forth. Israel is saying this, and Syria is saying that, and Israel saying this, and Iran is saying this, and Israel saying this, and Hamas is saying this. Well, Israel said, we taking out your leadership, Syria. We're going to take out your leadership. They actually said that. It was a general that said it. I don't know if he's supposed to say it or not, but he said, I'm taking out your leadership. So you know what that means? Damascus is going to be free. The Bible calls the Antichrist the Assyrian, which you don't really hear anybody talk about. You know, they kind of avoid, Bible teachers kind of like don't really, they're not talking about the Antichrist, is talking about somebody else. But kind of pick and choose when they want the Antichrist to be talked about. Like Psalms 52 is talking about somebody with a big mouth. Somebody talks a lot. Somebody just arrogant and pompous. Well, I mean, there's places where the Antichrist is spoken of, but nobody actually talks about it because we kind of immune to the specific scriptures, which sometimes we don't even interpret those correctly, and I'm including myself, because hindsight's 2020. We got to get there first before we see. Oh yeah, I'll say, well, we get it now. Yeah. So the Antichrist will be coming from Syria. He will make a peace treaty with Israel, but when he comes, simultaneously, he will take over three, which would be the Middle East, which would be a Bolshevik, no, not a Bolshevik, it'd be a Ottoman Empire, it'd be a caliphate, and it would be a Middle Eastern empire, a Middle Eastern organization. That's what you're trying to do now. They said that already, that they wanted a Middle Eastern Union. So the 10 kings, the whole world empire would be broken up into unions. You got the EU, you got the African Union, you got NATO, or not NATO, the North American Union. I mean, just it's broken up into, and then they got an Asian Union. So everything's broken up into unions. But they don't want sovereignty. They don't want individual states. They want global government. They want regional power. So they can consolidate their power into regional areas. Okay. So we got to take a look at this. So the Antichrist subdues three, takes over the Middle East, and he then ends up taking up the 10. Okay. Anyway, God bless you guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'll come back later with another program. See y'all later. Bye-bye.